Good morning, everybody, and welcome to part one in our 9-part series on dealing with crisis cleaning. They will all be linked at the end of this in a podcast crisis cleaning folder, playlist. So that way you can start at one and work your way all the way through. So before we start with our crisis cleaning, each and every week, there are some things that I need you to do. You need to be dressed to shoes, hair, face, makeup on if you wear it. Be in some comfy clothes, but clothes that make you look nice. Make sure you have on your shoes. Put on some nice music to clean by, or listen to me, whatever you choose. And light a candle, light some incense, something that makes you feel good about what we're about to do. So this is not something that I suggest that we do every single week, minus the fact that I'm posting a podcast, but crisis cleaning is exactly that when it comes to a crisis. Guests coming over, birthday party, and you've been working a ton of hours. Or maybe it is just that I haven't been able to do my routines. I'm not caught up on them yet, which I don't believe in ketchup. It only belongs on burgers and hot dogs. And you just want a good start with this. So now that we're dressed to shoes, hair, face, and all that wonderful things.
Don't forget to drink water.
Make sure you also have your water nearby. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
And let's get this 15 minutes started. Here we go.
Starting now.
Okay, so we're going to start in the kitchen. The first thing I need you to do is if you have dishes in the sink, I need you to clear out. So I just started a timer for 15 minutes and now you want me to heat you up macaroni and cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to put the timer on something else. So you get a couple extra minutes, a couple extra seconds here. Okay. So first thing I want you to do is take out any dirty dishes in the sink. Put them on the floor, put them, I don't care where. Just get them out of your sink. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to shine your sink. You're going to make it nice and shiny so that way when you're done with everything, then your sink is shiny, everything looks good, and you're happy. So all those wonderful dishes that you have sitting in your sink, because I know some of you, and I know there are dishes in your sink, I want you to get them out of your sink, put them in your bin. I have a white bin. I don't do it the way FlyLady says, because I don't have the storage room underneath my sink to be able to do it, and none of my family would put it in there if it was under the sink out of the way. So I have my white bin that sits in one side of my sink, all ready for the dishes as we go through the day. I do them and wipe my sink out multiple times throughout the day. But so get the dishes in the bin. If there are too many for the bin, then put them on the floor. So as you're doing that, also get your sink started with some nice hot soapy water. So we're getting ready. We're going to do the dishes after your sink is nice and shiny though. So here we are so far. We are dressed to shoes. All the dishes are in the tub, on the floor, wherever. You're shining your sink. Just take a little scouring powder or salt or baking soda or whatever your choice is and put it in the sink. Here you go, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mommy. And it's shining really good. Then Thomas doesn't come over to your house.
Yep, then Tamatoa might come. Okay. So, sink is shined. Now we're filling it up with hot soapy water. So that way we can go. Make sure you also have your rinse water. Now to help conserve on water, As my water is heating up, I will have it filling up my rinse sink. As soon as the water is then hot, I transfer the spigot over into my wash sink. So that way I am not wasting any water, because we need to conserve our planet's resources. I'm not going to get all hippy dippy on everybody here. I'm just going to tell you that's what we need to do. So that's how I get my sink prepped. Now you're going to start left or right counter. You know what? For sake of consistency, let's start on the left side of your counter. And you're going to clear it off. Start clearing it off. Start washing the dishes. Wash those dishes you put on the floor. Dry them and put them away. If you have a dishwasher, get it emptied, because you could be filling it up with more things. So as you start working through your left side of your counter, make sure that you understand this is not about perfection. Perfection does not exist. This right now is about presentable. People are coming to your home and they do realize that that's why you're doing the crisis clean. And they do realize that you live there. They're not going to a hotel. They're not going to a museum. They're coming to somebody's house. And if it's for a birthday party, then they already know you got small kids that live there. So keep that in mind. We are looking for presentable. We're not looking for perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. I say it over and over and over again. Because what may be perfect, in quotes, today may not work for you in a week. So there is no such thing as perfect. As you're cleaning off your counters, you can have your spray or just hydrogen peroxide or vinegar or whatever you use. I use for mine water with rosemary oil in it, just about 40 drops in a 32-ounce bottle of water. So that is what I use on my counters, or I'll use my homemade bleach, which has hydrogen peroxide and lemon juice and some other things that I don't remember right now. It's on the side of my bottle, but to spray my counters, whatever I feel like doing, whichever one I grab, actually. So spray down your counters as you get it done. Don't worry if you don't get it finished. We will come back into the kitchen. We're actually going to be coming back into the kitchen numerous times. So this is about breaking it up. It is about seeing different things. Instead of working straight through and finishing the kitchen first, you're going to work for 15. Then we're going to head into the living room. And then we're going to come back into the kitchen. So this is not a race. This is about pacing yourself. It is going to be a 3-hour session here. Not today. But it's about pacing yourself, doing what's good for you, doing what's best for you, and what's best for your home. Now, if we do our routines each and every day, the crisis clean becomes way easier, because there are things that are already done. Your sink would already be shined from last night. You know, when we get into the living room, 5-minute room rescue would have already happened. Bed made. Swish and swipe has been done. All these things we're going to hit in the crisis clean. So if we keep up with the routines, the crisis clean almost becomes non-existent. Because as we develop these routines, our home does become self-cleaning. You spend roughly, okay, you know what? Let's add this up. I am not great in math, so let me grab a piece of paper and a pen. Okay, so we have three 5-minute hotspot drills, or 3 5-minute room rescues, which is 15 minutes. We also have 3 2-minute hotspot drills, which makes that 21 minutes. We have 15 minutes of decluttering and or doing the weekly mission if we're into deep cleaning. And that's the other thing. If you guys are not at that point yet, don't worry about it. You will get there. Okay. Laundry. Let's see. Since we're doing laundry each and every day, right? Because we are. Don't stop and go put some laundry in just because I said it. Keep working in your kitchen. Keep clearing off the left side of the counter. If you finish with the left side of the counter now, go to the right side of the counter and start working with that. Okay, so laundry, say, because stuff is getting sorted as it's getting put in there. 30 seconds to throw it in the washer. Maybe we'll do a minute 30 to throw it in the dryer if you do what I do and you shake out each piece as it goes in the dryer. So we're at 2 minutes. We'll even go pretty big. We'll go 10 minutes to fold. All right, because not everybody has a house of just 3. So we'll say 13 minutes. 13 minutes for laundry. All right. 15 minutes will go on the high side for dishes. Right. 14.
And also, if you guys didn't know,
Okay.
the master bedroom is the most important thing.
Yes, the bedrooms are very important. Speaking of bedrooms, 4 minutes to make your bed. I have timed that. I know it takes 4 minutes to make your bed. Okay, make your bed. Oh, we'll go 1 minute to switch and swipe. So here we go. We have 1 hour and 9 minutes. That is what it takes to clean your house, to have your house be a self-cleaning house. 1 hour and 9 minutes a day. And like I said, we went on the high side with a lot of those things. So there you go. All right, back to the crisis clean. How are you guys doing? Have you gotten your counters cleared off? Are you washing the dishes? Now, I do realize it is more sanitary to let them air dry or do them in a dishwasher if you have it. We are not looking at all that right now. Just make sure you use a clean towel and get them dried and put away as you do each batch, as it comes up. So that way you're not having to put all the dishes away at one time.
And guys, also I just want to let you guys know there's no video for these.
That's right. Okay.
Don't complain.
So now we've got left side of the counter we're working on. Maybe we're over onto the right side of the counter. Dishes, all the ones that were on the floor in the tub are washed. They are dried. They are getting put away. You can do this one step at a time. After these 15 minutes are up, we will be heading into the living room, but that will be next week's installment in the crisis clean. So make sure you just keep this going. Come on, you're almost done. You can do this, and you're going to feel so much better when you're done with this. And then, once you're done with this crisis clean, right, you can then also use this as your springboard to help you with the routines. After all, you will have just spent 3 hours cleaning your home. You're going to want to keep it up, and that is where the maintenance comes in. And I talk about the maintenance in the 5-minute room rescue podcast, how, maintenance is so important. Once we get everything clean, you're going to spend the rest of your life maintaining. And I know that sounds monotonous and boring and never ending, and it is. But wouldn't you rather maintain than have to go through and do the entire thing all over again? Okay, we're almost there. And when we get to the point of where the timer goes off, it's not one more dish. It's not let me wipe this one area down. It's nothing like that. It is stop, and then we'll go into the living room, but I will see you next week for the living room. So just keep washing them dishes, because I know a lot of you, that's what you're doing, which is fine. If you've gotten both counters cleared off, if you've gotten the dishwasher taken care of, wipe down your cabinet faces just with that hot soapy rag. Okay, so just wipe those all down real fast. Do a nice little front and face. You've got this. Keep it going. Maybe you've got more counters than just the left and the right. Maybe you've got an island. Start working on that if you need to. I think most people that I know do have an island. If you don't, not a big deal. Mine is a rollaway island that I got from Juan our first year together. So take care of the island. That goes in with the counters. Your goal here in this first 15 minutes is to get all of the counters taken care of if you can. Don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like it's necessary, because we are going to revisit it. But that is the first thing you're accomplishing. Working on the counters, getting the dishes taken care of. Because if there are dishes everywhere around your kitchen, it's not going to look clean. And more often than not, there's not as many dishes as what you think there are, unless you haven't done them in a while. So our 15 minutes are up. Drop what you're doing, and we will be heading into the living room. I will see you next week for our next podcast. Have a wonderful day. Bye.